Hello, my name is Adrienne McWicken, and I'm a high school language arts teacher who works with students with a wide range of learning needs, including ADHD, dyslexia, and students who are deaf or hard of hearing. Today, I want to briefly talk about a social barrier that deeply affects both my classroom and student learning outcomes: unequal access to communication technologies. This barrier is rooted in socioeconomic inequity. Students from lower income households often lack access to high-speed internet, up-to-date devices, or even a safe place to learn. This issue became especially visible during the pandemic, but hasn't gone away. Even now, many of my students are completing assignments on their cell phones, using borrowed Wi-Fi from a neighbor or the school district, or sharing a single device with multiple siblings and parents. However, with students with disabilities, these barriers are compounded. For example, a student with dyslexia may benefit from a screen reader, but only if their device supports them. A deaf student may rely on captions or transcripts, but without reliable access to video tools or reliable internet, even that becomes inaccessible. In fact, just last week, a student who is deaf in my classroom lost access to their only computer, which barred them from the live transcription method they usually rely on for receiving classroom instruction. The impacts of unequal access to communication technologies is significant. Students who face this barrier are less able to participate in group projects, submit assignments on time, or even access to immediate teacher feedback, such as my own feedback, which is frequently provided first on Google Classroom before students receive it in person. Over time, these barriers don't just affect academic performances, but they also damage a student's self-confidence, engagement, and sense of belonging. One way I've tried to address this in my own practice is by offering multiple access points for assignments, such as digital and non-digital, printing or writing lecture notes ahead of time, reducing or eliminating homework, and by checking in personally to see what students need to succeed. But this isn't something a teacher can solve alone. Schools and districts need to take a proactive approach by investing in technology equity programs and ensuring that learning platforms meet the basic accessibility standards like WCAG 2.1, and that teachers are trained in these equitable practices and programs. Ultimately, digital accessibility isn't about design, it's about justice. And it starts with recognizing that not all students are starting from the same place. Thank you.